Hey guys, welcome to my skill amp Sissela build. Now Sissela's one of those characters that people kind of either really love or think is absolutely terrible, but the 1% that do love her and the 99% think she's terrible. But you know what? She can definitely win solo games with the right sort of build, the right sort of routing and pathing and taking some early kills and kill opportunities as well, which I'll talk about. So I just wanted to briefly go over the build. So it is a skill amp build. So your parts are going to be quite highly contested, which means that you either need to get those areas quick or look for kills on people that might have your equipment. So first and foremost, the wind and fire wheels as the shuriken. And you're looking at attack power and skill amp on that with plenty of charges, so you're not going to run out of auto attacks. The cabana, obviously for the defense and the skill amp. The commander's armor that it builds from is absolutely fine. So if you don't manage to get a meteorite, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is just a straight upgrade as well. So it's well worth looking for that meteorite from the wolves or from the crate drops as well. Next, Imperial Crown. Again, defense, HP, SP, and skill amp. HP is a big deal for Sissela. You'll see why soon. The Dropnia for the, again, defense, SP, HP regen, skill amp. Seeing the theme here, skill amp once again. And finally, Revenge of the Gujan for the attack power and the skill amp. New accessory here, very good for skill amp characters. The unfortunate thing is you are going to go through some contested areas, so you are going to need to look for kills fairly early. Temple, usually not a problem. It's quite big with a dense loot option. Just make sure that you pick up the Buddhist scripture. That's the most important thing from there, because otherwise there's no other place on the map you can get that. There's a few other places you can get like paper and the medal, etc. But yeah, make sure you get that Buddhist scroll. It's the most important part of that start. By the time you get to beach, you should have completed your weapon and your crown, which makes you quite formidable in terms of sort of like dueling. You'll see in the game some highlights that I'm going to put after this, where you can duel and why you can duel and why it's so good as well. So yeah, that's the pathing. So it's going to be Temple Start, Beach, Uptown School, and Archery Range. Again, there's a few places you can go for those missing items. So if you do, for example, miss paper, which I do quite often because it's quite sought after, there's some in Archery Range and there's some in the chapel as well. The other items, obviously, is a lighter. You can get them from 4 different locations. So what I tend to do, if I can't get a lighter at school, I will teleport to dock to finish the lighter and the rusty sword as well, just for those final sort of pieces. But again, with Sissela, you're going to be looking for kills. Onto her abilities then, because her abilities are a little bit hard to get used to. The first fun one, and what you're going to generally be building first, is your Q. So basically, it fires Wilson in a very large range, as you'll see. And that does quite a bit of damage with the skill amp. Your W is a shield, which also explodes, deals damage. So it's it kind of works like an invulnerability. So if you're looking down the barrel of an ult or something you really don't want to get hit by, pop your W. Your movement increases slightly, and again, it'll deal damage once it pops and makes you invulnerable. E is huge, so get used to using your E and Q combination. So basically what happens is Wilson can be attached to you, or he can be on the floor, a bit like Oriana's orb from League of Legends, if you know how that works. If you are playing solo, obviously you can't pull an ally, but if you are playing against enemies, so Wilson will pull them in to his range. So if you Q and he's on the floor, you E from where your Q landed, not from yourself. So just bear that in mind when you're playing. Lastly, and this is such a good way of getting really sneaky kills. So her ult is basically a global ult that hits everybody on the map, including yourself. It can't kill you, but it can kill other people from infinite range. So basically, she channels for 1 second. After 3 seconds, Sissela's damage deals all enemies on the map, including herself. She deals additional damage in proportion to her lost HP. So if you're on, 20% HP, and you see on your notification someone has just died, press R. Just press it. I've got so many sneaky kills that way. It's incredible. Also, when someone's retreating and they've done quite a lot of damage to you, press R, then pop your food. just so you can get those extra little ticks of damage in. Dealing damage with skill momentarily increases the damage from Agony, and Agony, of course, being her passive, which we'll move on to, which is extremely important. Damage dealt depends on distance between the enemy and Sissela, so the closer they are, the more damage they do. So people on the other side of the map probably won't die from it, but again, I've got some pretty sneaky kills that way. So her passive is Agony. As Sissela HP decreases, she gains HP regen and skill amp. So obviously we're basing this on a skill amp build. When her HP is really low, her damage is absolutely insane. Very, very worth just throwing out every Q you can when low HP. When Wilson returns to Sissela, her next normal attack deals additional damage and reduces the movement speed of enemies. So again, well worth building that passive up. Weapon skill with the Shuriken is Caltrops. Everybody knows that if you've ever played that. And then obviously the smoke screen if you choose to do the throw and build. I would recommend the skill amp build just for sort of beginners, and then there's a few auto attack builds that you can do with the throwing one, but we're not really going to cover that today. The skill order is going to be Q, obviously your ultimate when you can get it, so get all 3 skills first and foremost, so 1 2 3 generally, and then you're going to be putting points in passive every time it comes up, and your ult every time it comes up. So the skill order is Q, R, passive, and then obviously E further down the line when you can as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a few little clips of some kills that I had recently with Sissela, just so you can see how she's played and how you should sort of play her within the fights. But other than that, folks, thank you very much. Look forward to putting out another guide very shortly. Cheers. So I'm just going to comment over the game bits that are relevant, so stay tuned. You're going to see some clips from the fights and some general overall gameplay tips.
Somehow, I managed to make this.
So here I decide to take advantage of Sissela's passive and the fact I managed to craft some garlic bread really early. So basically a passive will HP regen and increase my skill amp, meaning that I can pretty much take on anyone one-on-one, even 2-on-1 at this point. I wasn't really worried about the Shoichi there either, but as you can see, Kiara just can't do anything, and the range on the Q is absolutely huge. When I've got my E, I can just drag her back in, finish her off very nicely for an early first kill, and picking up some items that she looted from my temple. So great start to the game.
Now this looks more like something I can use.
Another interesting thing about Sissela is she's one of the few characters that can actually interrupt a teleport. So if you ever see someone teleporting, well worth using it. And this is what I mean about the ult. So obviously Hyjin's really close to me, and Pop, she was very, very low. Otherwise, he probably would have escaped from most other characters, so obviously I pick up the kill there. I can't really be bothered wasting time looking. I don't think she had that good a gear anyway, so I'm just going to carry on to school and finish my build. But another kill secured by the ult. Once again, going to find a fairly easy kill. Someone a little bit low on HP. But yeah, the Q damage at this point is absolutely insane. With 3.5 items complete, just picking up kills where you can. Food is so important to Sissela, so make sure you're making and finding the best food you possibly can. Might be worth noting a few recipes and where to pick them up if you're not comfortable with the food recipes as of yet. And again, just generally killing everything I can to get that weapon mastery up, to get that, you know, extra point in the passive, the Qs, and obviously might get lucky with a few drops here and there with the meteorite, etc. So as Sissela, I do like to hunt kills, so I do see some red exclamation marks, I'm going for them. Jackie quite nearly got me there, but thanks to the W invulnerability and the shield pop, and obviously because I was super low HP, the skill amp, the damage on that shield is actually pretty nasty. Didn't have my ult available, but had enough of my kit to make that work. The ult isn't that required, it just helps with the sort of runaway fights. One-on-one, it's not really going to make a difference.
This way.
again, I'm always looking for those red exclamation marks, always listening for sound. Because of the range on the Q, you can do stuff like that, like up places where, you know, people can't really fire back, especially melee champions. Now, Jackie's got a lot of moves, so, you know, a little bit she can escape or she can jump to me. But I'm definitely going to have the advantage of those first couple of opening shots. I see that she kind of trapped herself down here, and I just want to hunt for the kill. Nice little QE combo into there. She's trying to get away, but the range on that Q is just huge. I don't have my ult, but that's okay. It would have actually come pretty in handy, but I'm expecting the chainsaw and the Q there, so I W preemptively, because I know she's going to try and open up with something when she hides in that bush. But again, as soon as my HP starts dropping, the damage is just absolutely insane. So I pick up another nice little kill onto the Jackie there.
The ground, I feel nauseous.
So again, at this point, I've seen a Fiora chase down Sylvia, so I'm again looking to pick up those kills. Fiora trying to create some distance, but not able to. Again, popping the W just to dodge that dive. She's now running, so again, the ult comes in clutch. And the Fiora falls. I do enter a trap there, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I pick up and secure the kill, get my extra weapon skill from the kill. That's 6 kills this game, 2 of them just from running characters down with the ult. So very, very worthwhile keep making sure you've got that in mind.
Please open a normal house. Pain is temporary.
Again, looking to pick up those extra kills. I do miss the E a little bit there. Not able to catch Yuki, one of the highest movement speed people in the game. Did see the Soichi coming up from behind me. Unfortunately, this time, not able to pick up the W with Sissela, but I am still learning her, and she is a very unique character to learn at this point as well. Managed to dodge Yuki's E with my W there, because it makes you invulnerable, so that saved a lot of damage. I thought the ultimate would either pick him off or take him low enough, you know, so he wouldn't want to re-engage. Checked the bush, just about found him, but yeah, without the use of wards here, like, it's just not good. That should be one thing I take away, is to use the wards a little bit better. But once again, not able to pick up the W, but I'm sure that's not far away at this point. But yeah, if you have enjoyed this game, please consider liking and subscribing. I am releasing guides every couple of days for various characters. I'm also going to be doing some in-depth stuff like how to level quicker, you know, when to take engagements, and some duo and squad stuff. So bear that in mind. Hope you'd enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon. Just going to let the end of this game play out, just so you can see how well the Yuki played. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
So lively. I'm jealous. Teach them a lesson. Teach them a lesson.
Someone is dominating Lumia Island. 2 last survivors remaining.
I just endured.